Today's podcast has been sponsored by Proceive. If you're trying to conceive, imagine a world where fertility care is free of stigma, full of support and tailored just for you. With Proceive Fertility, that world is closer than you think. Proceive's virtual fertility clinic makes care accessible and personal. From at-home diagnostic testing to virtual consultations and expert treatment like IVF and egg freezing, they're redefining fertility care. Plus, their success rates surpass the UK national average, giving you even more hope on your journey. With the Proceive app and your own personal advisor, you're supported every step of the way, 7 days a week. Proceive understands that building a family shouldn't mean putting your life on hold. Visit www.proceivefertility.com today. Proceive Fertility Care for the modern woman. Hello and welcome back to Outspoken by Femme Health. My name's Stef, I'm one of the founders here, and we have a very exciting guest joining us today. It's one of our best-selling brands. I actually think it is the second best-selling brand that we have here at Femme Health. It's the incredible Suzanne from Proceive. Hello.
Hi, it's nice to see you.
Yes, nice to see you too. Thank you so much for joining us today. Second best-selling brand on the website.
That's great to hear.
I know.
Yeah, brilliant.
Really, it's. I mean, we're only 12 weeks old now. I feel like we're about 3 years. We've done so much, and you know, your brand, people can get anywhere. So we are really lucky that they are using Femme Health to support their journey. And yeah, we're really excited to have you join us today. I know we were just talking just before the podcast started about schooling and having a baby. We were just saying, weren't we, Suzanne, that we don't get told enough. You know, we speak to so many women every day that go, I didn't know that I could only have a baby 5 days a month. Why have I been taking a pill for 31 days?
Exactly. If even 5 days, you know, the window is very short for women. It's 24 hours, and although sperm can survive for up to 5 days, you know, you have to get your timing right. I had before we had our call, I had a quick check, and the amount of searches per month for how to have a baby in the UK is in excess of 20,000.
Wow.
And when you consider there's like 50,000 live births a month, you know, that's nearly half of people who are having a baby are looking for information of how do I actually do it. And I think we're really let down, you know, in school as teenagers as to how to learn about how our bodies work and how to actually have a baby, and how there's only 12 opportunities a year. It's not straight. For some people it is straightforward, but for other people it's not a straight road, and you know, there are ups and downs. And I think, you know, there's an awful lot that needs to be done in terms of education, and as a brand, that's something that we really strive to do, is to provide some education in a way that's really easy to understand about how our bodies work, and how the importance of supporting our health in the time before you have a baby, particularly not just women either, you know, from the male side too, because there is so much that men can do to support their health in the time prior to conceiving.
I think what you've just said there, sorry Suzanne, I think what you just said there, simplify it, is to simplify it is key, because I think, you know, and this is what Femme is about, and this is what we want our socials to be about, is sometimes our bodies, as amazing as they are, there can be a lot of technical jargon, and it's hard to understand. But we are still teaching people to put condoms on bananas in school today. Exactly. My best friend is an English teacher, and I spoke to her about this the other day, and she said, yeah, they're not bananas now, they're like plastic willies, but yeah, we're still doing it. But we all had sex education at school. I remember them wheeling the telly in and, you know, having that topic. But I still did not understand my cycle. I still thought, when I'm ready to have a baby, I'll just have a baby. And like you said, there's only 12 times a year. That's crazy. I've never even thought of it like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
12 times a year.
No, it's astonishing, really. You know, and there is obviously a place for sex education, and that's really important for other reasons. But I think equally it is really important that we know how our bodies work, as you say, from just our cycle for as women, you know, in terms of PMS and periods, and then on into menopause as well. You know, it doesn't stop after having babies. There's more joy to come.
Yeah.
So you know, we just don't know enough about this, and how, you know, it impacts can impact every element of your life, you know, in terms of, you know, hormones changing throughout the month. It affects how you feel. It affects, you know, what you need to eat, your calorie intake. The needs will vary as you move through the month as women. So, you know, there's an awful lot there. It's a big piece of education really that I think is missing.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Proceive is based in Dublin, just outside of Dublin. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
So what does fertility? So we have a whole, you know, we could do a whole podcast on the fertility status in over here, and the postcode lottery that we seem to have in terms of funding and getting rounds of fertility treatment. And what does it look like over where you are?
So it's slightly different. In Ireland, the clinics are all privatised. Recently, though, last year, the government brought in some fertility treatment that is government funded, which is incredible news. But the parameters for it are quite tight. So it would be great to see those open up and admit more people. You know, they're very strict on age and on previous history in terms of attempts to conceive through assisted fertility. So it would be great to see those that open up to more people, so more people could avail of it. But, you know, as a start, it is really, really welcome, because we didn't have anything prior to this.
I suppose anything's better than nothing, but we've got
to but there's still a long way to go.
The healthcare system, you know, it just needs to stop funneling people through one direct box. I mean, we have a huge problem over here with BMI. You know, if your BMI is not a certain, go and lose weight, even if they've got underactive thyroid and, you know, conditions that affect the weight. It's so frustrating. You know, running Femme Health, we speak to many women every day, and everyone obviously has a different story to tell us, all a very unique journey. But tell us about Proceive. So how did the brand start?
Yeah, so the brand, we're in our 7th year now. It was founded by Graham Stafford, who's CEO, who I work very closely with. And he, it started really with him identifying that a number of his friends were going through fertility treatment, were being prescribed lots of individual nutrients, all at sort of quite high doses, but, you know, they might have 10, 12 bottles on the shelf of things that they were taking, and on the flip side, you know, on the market, when you looked, there was only you know, single products that were sort of very low dose multivitamin type products. So there wasn't anything out there that fit the bill for someone who is looking for a high dose comprehensive multivitamin, multimineral formula. So it got him interested in the reasons why the fertility clinics were prescribing these nutrients, and he put a team together of nutritional and medical scientists to do some research into it. And through that, they learned that nutrients can have a very significant impact on fertility outcomes for both men and for women. And they developed a range of 4 products from that research that took about 6 years. We launched then in 2017 with 2 products for women and 2 products for men, and they were designed that way because, as I just said, you know, what you need as a man and as a woman for supporting both sperm and egg health are slightly different. The products also are tailored by age, so if you're over 35 as a woman, we have a max product, and if you're over 40 as a man, we have a male max product.
Which is really interesting, actually, that you acknowledge as a brand that things change as you get older. You know, our nutrients needs, our bodies need different things. You don't always see that with every brand.
Yeah, and it's really to make sure that we are providing the right nutrients to the people that need them at the right time. So there's no need necessarily for someone who's you know, in their early 20s who's trying to conceive to be taking a Max product. They probably don't need it unless they have some underlying fertility condition that they already know about. Whereas, you know, as we get older, we know, you know, unfortunately, biological clock, it does become a bit more challenging. Our nutrient stores also deplete as we get older, so things like CoQ10 just naturally deplete within the body. There's also more stresses just with life, I think, as we get older. So all of this, the science is telling us that we just need that bit more in terms of nutrition. So our Max products would be around 3 times the strength of our regular products. But then our regular products are about 3 times the strength of a regular multivitamin. So, you know, it really is a super product.
Yeah. And how many is it that you take every day?
So with our regular products, they are capsule based. So you take 2 capsules a day for both men and women. Whereas for our Max products, they come in a sachet, because if we put all that nutrition into capsules, you need to take about 10 a day, which is just not very convenient. So you just mix it with water and drink it. You can sprinkle it in a yogurt if you don't like the taste of it. Really doesn't matter how you take it, actually. It's quite versatile. Main thing is consistency. Take it every day, because your nutritional needs, you know, you need to replenish every day. So it's the consistency that's more important than how you actually take it.
And 7 years you've been going then, so you must have had some success stories. Do you know of Proceive babies?
We have loads of Proceive babies. It's actually so nice when customers email us in pictures of their babies. We launched a pregnancy range in 2021, and we attend pregnancy and baby fairs both in Ireland and the UK, and you know, you get people with bumps coming up to us going, this is a Proceive baby, you know, and they've been with us along their journey, and often will tell you, you know, often some of them had quite significant journeys prior to a successful pregnancy. So it is really lovely to get to hear. And we also get stories from people on the male side, you know, with semen analysis results saying, you know, I cannot believe the change in the results from the first test to the second test 3 months later after taking the products and making some other diet and lifestyle changes. So no, it really is it is lovely when you hear that.
Incredible.
You really feel like you're helping.
Yeah,
you know?
you definitely do. So how would you recommend somebody, we get DMs and emails every day asking, you know, where do we start, which is why we launched our preconception box. You know, if you are actively thinking of having a baby, you're not sure when do you recommend to start taking Proceive?
Yeah, so we always say a minimum of 3 months prior. So this is for both men and for women. So if you think about it, the sperm and the egg that go on to become the baby, those cells have to be created within the body, and that takes around 3 months for both men and women. For women, it's slightly longer, 3 to 5 months. But they say for women, your egg needs to change from being a tiny little follicle into a lovely, mature, big egg, ready for ovulation. And during that time, that egg is exposed to everything you're doing. So your stress levels, how you are sleeping, what you're eating, what you're drinking, alcohol intake, smoking, exercise, all of these things can impact the health of that cell. And that gives us a really good opportunity to help support the quality of that egg cell. So women often get a little downhearted with, particularly as we age, because we know that the follicles are decreasing. But the reality is, if you have one good follicle, you know, you can really protect the quality of it, which can lead to improved outcomes. So that's why we would say at least 3 months before, so you're bathing that egg cell in all the good stuff, in addition to other lifestyle changes that you can make in terms of just lifestyle changes can really be beneficial. And then for men, it's the exact same. So for sperm, sperm are actually created from scratch every 3 months. So the sperm that you create today will be different to the sperm you create in 3 months' time, and then in 6 months' time, and it's all a reflection on what's been going on in the body 3 months prior. So for men, they can do an awful lot in terms of supporting the conception efforts by getting themselves ready as well. And I think, again, going back to the education piece, that's something that people are often really surprised to hear. The men think they just have to show up, and it's like, actually, you can do an awful lot to prepare, and you can help.
We did a whole campaign on men and fertility a couple of weeks ago over on our socials, and when we were doing the research for that campaign, it's, you know, that sperm health has depleted by 60% in the last 5 years, and that 50% of fertility issues are down to the man. So it's 50-50. But we're always looking at the woman to carry the burden. Always. And so, yeah, that's a very interesting point.
Yeah, so no, and I think particularly our male customers, you know, when you speak to them, they really like that there's something proactive and positive that they can do to support their health as well. So especially if you've been on a bit of a journey with it, men can potentially feel a little helpless, so like they can't do anything, and it's, you know, it is one thing that they can do by looking after their own health, a way that they can support the overall process.
Exactly. So the supplement market is getting bigger and bigger. You know, we are a department store, so we stock many incredible brands that I speak to personally and hear their personal journeys, and, you know, seeing them all individuals, they all sound incredible. But what makes Proceive different? What would you say is your unique selling point?
I would have to say the formulas. You know, on paper, when you look at them, they're the most comprehensive. They're the highest level of nutrients. They have the broadest number of nutrients. So, you know, our max products have over 33 nutrients, which, by the way, makes it really hard to manufacture, which is why a lot of other brands don't bother doing it. You know, we don't just have vitamins and minerals. There's a number of amino acids and antioxidants in there as well. So they really are very, very comprehensive, and you know, you only have to look online at the reviews to see you know, that translating through with you know, happy customers. Also the science, we're very heavy on and very proud of the fact that our products are all scientifically formulated. So we're actually on our 5th or 6th revision of the products. So every year to every 2 years, we'll sit down with our team and go through all the latest research and make sure that we actually, you know, are covering off all the different points. And is there any new research that's come out? Is there any new nutrients that we should consider including? Should we look at the dosage? For example, in 2020, we switched to the methylfolate form of folic acid for that reason, because we felt that the research was at a point that it was something that we should do. You know, it's important that you know, not just that you provide the nutrients, but that you're providing nutrients people can actually absorb. You know, you are what you absorb, not what you eat. You have to be able to absorb the nutrition, and if you can't absorb it, it's not going to do anything. So, you know, we really make sure that we have the forms of the nutrients that the people's bodies can readily absorb. The products, as you said earlier, are also tailored. So depending on where you are in your journey, there's a product that's suitable for you. And then the final point I'd say that makes us different is the purity. The products only contain the pure active nutrition. We do get some comments that people say, you know, oh, you know, it tastes a little bit like this, or it tastes a little bit like that. And, you know, it's a really fine balancing act between having a product that's, you know, if we were to put in loads of flavours and additives in there to make it taste absolutely incredible, you'd have a load of extra things that you don't necessarily need. So it's a challenge between having something that works and then having something, you know, and a nice pure product. And you know, I mean, it's to be honest, actually, I think the products taste amazing, but you do get the odd person who who will have some thoughts on it. But you know, it is really important to us that they're very pure. You know, the factory hate us for it because we don't let them put in other things to help the manufacturing process, and that's why it is tricky to manufacture, because we want to keep them as pure as possible. We've also just been literally just like yesterday, the day before, being awarded vegan certification from the Vegan Society. So that was a very long process. I can say for sure now that anything with the vegan symbol on it is 100% vegan. They check absolutely everything, and we had to go through for every single nutrient that we include. So there's about 40 different nutrients across our maybe possibly even more across our range of products, and you know, they don't just check the nutrient, they check, you know, how is the nutrient extracted, where does it come from, so they check absolutely everything. So I'm really proud that we're now vegan certified.
Congratulations.
So that's so that's another great thing, and makes our products suitable for vegans, which is super.
And just on a personal question, the gummy market is becoming bigger than ever. Are there any plans to change the supplements into gummy form?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
too many adults.
No. Yeah, no, that goes back to the purity. First of all, gummies, there's a limit to how much nutrition you can fit into a gummy. So, you know, our products are very high in nutrients. You just wouldn't fit the level that we feel that you need into a gummy. And second of all, there's just far too many additives. It just wouldn't fit with our range, you know. It's definitely not something we'd be looking to do.
And it's good to be able to trust in the brand, like you said, that has the pure and the pure ingredients and everything that you do need, because like you say, you do find gummies or even these liquid supplements, which, you know, definitely have a place that people prefer for convenience, but then they've got so much sugar and flavors and things in. So
yeah, I mean, I think they're fine if you're looking for a multivit or a daily, or, you know, especially for children, you know, it can be hard to get them to eat anything. But when you're looking for a product to actually do something and make a difference in the body, you really need to look into it further and look beyond the sort of potentially the more convenient or
incredible. So any exciting plans for Proceive? What's coming up? Any exclusives you can share?
Well, I can give you one exclusive, and that is we're launching Proceive Every Mum this month. So that's really exciting, yes. So we have our conception range. We have we launched the pregnancy range, as I said, in 21 and that was actually based on customer feedback, people becoming pregnant with the brand and then, you know, asking what they take during pregnancy. We then launched breastfeeding in 22 for the same reason. We had pregnant customers who were going on then to breastfeed, who wanted a breastfeeding safe supplement. Following on from that, then we had customers who just actually really feel good taking Proceive and were like, what, you know, can I take this forever? And again, we brought the team together to see what we could do as a sort of supplement design specifically for mothers, because when we looked at the market, there isn't really much out there specifically for busy moms. You know, you're working, you're juggling, you're tired, you're potentially disrupted sleep. Yeah. So if you're disrupted sleep, you're working full time, energy levels are low, you've been pulled left, right and centre, your children are bringing home all kinds of lovely bugs from nursery, and you know, you're in this cycle of low energy, poor quality sleep, which then leads you very susceptible to illness, which then reduces your energy levels, and you're in a spiral. And what we've looked to do with this product is to really target those three key areas to provide a really again in line with our principles of really high strength pure nutrition to support the needs of busy mothers. So that is really exciting, and that will be launching this month.
That's really exciting. Let's get that stocked on Femme Health for sure.
Absolutely.
Is that in a sachet form or capsules?
No, that's in capsule form. Yeah, so it should be nice and easy to take. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, 2 a day.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's got some lovely nutrients in there.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Suzanne, for joining us today, and to our listeners out there for listening. Please do follow us and head over to the socials to find out more about Femme Health. If you want to find out more about Proceive, we do start their full range on our website, and have a brand guide that'll tell you a lot more about the incredible brand and the stuff that they're doing. But thank you, Suzanne. It has been great to chat to you and learn more about Proceive today. Thank you.